afternoon, sir. Welcome to this webinar, sir.
Right.
So again, as per the mandate of Ministry of Education, this webinar is under IIC, and the topic of discussion is investors' opportunity for growing startups.
Right.
Please.
So students, those who are interested to start up their venture, there is a proper ecosystem which the government of India and we says there has a should be a proper ecosystems. There has to be a focus area. There has to be a vision. There has to be a policy period. And the recognized entrepreneurs, recognized startups through recognized incubators, they work on with their flow chart and be able to deliver some kind of a prototype. When prototype is been completed and when we think that the prototype is good for mass diffusion, that means the prototype which is going to solve some kind of problem. So we will start up. I'll be able to give you some kind of inputs over here, which will help us to understand what exactly before going to start on the angel investing on VC funding. This is the topic of angel investors today. But before we're going to start the angel investors, I want to just give you what exactly before angel investors. There is a thrust area. Means when we are going to work on with the startups, when we are going to work on with the various angel investing funding systems we require, there is a certain inputs which has been given by the government of India to all our incubators, that they have been looking forward for certain things on the thrust area. So what are the thrust area? If you are from the background of mass communication, if you are a background of IT, so this is the thrust area. I'm going to show you the list of where you will be able to qualify. In these areas, the government of India, the nation wants the solutions to various problems. Means the nation is looking forward that our students should be able to solve these problems. So what are the thrust area they have identified? So first of all, for that is, if you look towards thrust area, this is for the first thrust area I've been mentioning over here. This is for the computer science department. That means those who are BCA, those who are IT oriented, they want artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, blockchain technology, robotics, quantum computing, data sciences, cyber security, 3D printing and design, and augmented reality and virtual reality. These are the areas which has been earmarked by the government of India when looking forward for engineering students. So these are the various systems engineering, sustainable computer science, biology engineering, the smart cities, the waste technology, the law engineering law, the climate sciences, the biosimilar technology, the genome engineering and applications technology, the precision health technology, the infrastructure engineering, control systems, environmental geotechnology, earthquake engineering. So these are the aqua food technology, organ printing technology, nutrition technology, drug engineering, cellular agriculture, sensor technology, electric vehicles, energy storage, magnetism, levitation, photonics and low cost desalination plants, and autogenetics. So then the wearable devices, the gamification, the telemedicines, the molecular manufacturing, the ArtNet fuels, the real-time translations, and the synthetic biology, and the biomimetic novel materials, and lab of on the chip, cloud technology, digital holography, 3D imaging, just like we have seen one on the Subhash Chandra Bose statue has been there on the in near India Gate. The immersive with virtual reality, the human centered computing and design thinking. The students who are from the BBA and for the MBA, they can look on for the solution to the technology management, the real estate management, the event management. Event management is the BGMC also can look on for that, but how to manage the events, big events like Olympics and various other world games. then engineering management, then artificial intelligence, machine learning and deep learning, the innovation management and innovation. Then there is going to be the incubator, prototype, lab with adequate machinery, 3D printing for quick prototyping for student business ideas, consulting. Then heritage management, lot of monuments has been there, which has been not been properly managed. The heritage management, design thinking, operations management, behavioral organization behavior, strategy, the management information system, the social engineering, enterprise management, sports management, and art and craft. These are the areas. Then the design and media. This is the animation, Apple design, ceramic glass design, these film, video communication, graphic designs. These are the area which has been earmarked. And life skill management. This is the only one which has been required. Any one can be able to solve these problems. So these are the problems which the nation looks eagerly from the side of the students, from the side of the technocrats, from the side of the behavioral scientists to solve these problems over here. The stress management, the personal effectiveness, the road response effectiveness, organization, self attitude, shift and decision making, and develop consciousness, transcendental meditation, emotional intelligence, leadership in excellence, right? So the thrust area means the area which has been earmarked, right? So again, there is a grant. I am going to show it to you how the grant system works and what is the policy and what exactly you have to look on. I'm going to show you the grants given by the Innovation Institute Innovation Council, AICT. They have given the grants. That this is the list of the grants they have received. Program name MB, IBE, Yukti 2.0, MBAB. So this is a list of the organizations like say for example who have been granted amount, like this is 60 lakhs, this is 10 lakhs, 89, right? So this has been mentioned over here. I can tell you that ARI 5G network planning system powered by the big data UAVs, Netaji Subhas Institute of Technology, this Delhi, they have received this much amount grants, unit 10 lakh plus amount they have received. Then VIPS, Vivekananda Institute of Professional Studies, they also have received 6 lakhs grant. Vani Smart Voice Prosthetic Device, this they have done through NIC 2020. They have moved through NIC 2020. There are various incubators from which you are going to move. Yukti 2.0, MB, IVV. These are the areas from where you can be able to bring on your prototype over there, and if they feel it that this is good enough for commercialization, then they will give you grant to further. Netaji Subhas, like over here, VIPS, you have mentioned one more. I can show you the from Delhi. This is Delhi Technological University certification X smart way of authentication documents with blockchain technology they have used over there. So these are the three. At if you look towards all India level, there are 17 grants has already been given, right? So these two things I've told you what is the outcome, what is the initial phase. I'm going to bring on what is the insight phase over there. Let me show you the other parts. Now I'm going to show you the startup policy of the government of Encity of Delhi. This is what the startup policy. This is office from the Office of Commissioner of Industries, Government of Encity of Delhi, Udyog Sadan, Patparganj Industrial Area. So startup policy for Encity of Delhi, we are coming under this vision of this policy is to make the Encity of Delhi one of the top 10 startup destinations in the world. This is what the ecosystem they are talking about. When we talk about the angel investors, we see before building on with this thing, we have to look on what are the thrust area, what are the output we have received so far as far as India is concerned. 3 institutions already have received. This has been there 60 lakhs, 6 lakhs and 10 lakhs they have received. So here the policy, what policy, how you can be moving through the policy means what are the basic things which we have to look forward. So when we are going to put up a proposal for our grants, you have to make the proposal keeping in line the startup policy of the Encity of Delhi into consideration. So we have to comply the national policy. What the national policy of the state policy of the government of Encity of Delhi envisage. So they want to make the top 10 destination of the world, not only in India, but the world. By fueling the vibrant startup ecosystem and bring together all stakeholders ecosystems, leveraging global best policies to enable startups to a global scale. One, what is the policy period? This is already effect from the date of notification. What are the area? Now here they have worked on these. These are the focus area for this policy. Artificial intelligence, robotics is that one area in the world which can replace each and every work on this universe. When I say universe, the most intangible things, tangible things you can replace very easily, but the most intangible things, the hardest part of intangible things is the consultancy, teaching, or the lawyers and the judges work. Means judges used to have give decisions like Babri Masjid decisions and the Gyan Vape decisions. So artificial intelligence is that thing which can even have got a potential to replace the judges. That means it's going to become a mega brain, which is going to give solutions to the complex problems of the world, keeping in view all single aspect into consideration. So this AI is the foremost thing where anybody can venture it with their own innovations and robotics. Automation, technical innovation, cybersecurity, big data, education, solid waste management, urban infrastructure planning and environment, renewable energy, industry revolution 4.0 technologies. Now here you have to look on what is industrial revolution. And when I say what is industrial revolution 4.0 and what are the technology which are associated with it. The moment you see this industrial revolution 4.0 technologies, you can work on, search on, and find out through Google what are the technologies which we're talking about over here. So creative ideas pertaining to sectors like not limited to agriculture, e-commerce, healthcare, logistics, transportation, rural innovations, e-governance, and other focused area identified into the market demand as per the cutting edge technologies are concerned. So what has been requirements? Any individual working a startup wishes to avail the benefits, must be a resident of Delhi, must be working on an idea with its innovative and scalability. The applications shall be reviewed by the Startup Evaluation Committee. What is that Startup Evaluation Committee? An entity shall be eligible to be recognized as a startup under the Delhi Startup Policy. It fulfills 6 conditions below, or it is an entity recognized under the Startup Initiative and fulfills the 6th conditions below. It was registered not more than 5 years before the date of application. मतलब 5 साल के अंदर से पहले का उसके पास एप्लीकेशन जिस दिन आपने अप्लाई की उससे 5 साल पुराना चीज नहीं होना चाहिए. It is registered as a private limited company, companies under the Companies Act 2013, or registered as a partnership firm under the section 59 of Partnership Act 1932, or a limited liability partnership under the Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008 in India. Means this company which you're going to start up entity is going to be any of these 3. What is third one? It has an annual turnover not exceeding 5 crore. It has to be anything below 5 crores for any preceding financial year. 4, such an entity has not been formed by splitting or restructuring of business already. ऐसा तो नहीं किसी और already business entity चल रही हो और इसको restructure कर दिया गया हो और आपका नया नाम देके वो शुरू कर दिया है, या कोई ऐसा business entity जो already existence में है, already वो business model existence में है, तो उसके ऊपर भी स्टार्टअप नहीं आएगा क्योंकि वो बिजनेस मॉडल बिल्कुल नया होना चाहिए. Then next is it is working towards innovation, it is working towards development, or it's working towards improvement of products or processes or service. तीनों चीजें, products, processes and services. जो हम processes की बात करते हैं, this is the standard operating procedures. Services की बात करते हैं, goods and services tax discipline, the GST. So it is a scalable business model with a high potential of employment generation and wealth creation. That means the system which we are talking about must be generate an employability, must be generate wealth, and it is to be incorporated or registered in Delhi. It must be registered in Delhi with the GST commissionerate in Delhi, right? Then sometimes these six conditions has been taken up. Then next is an organization incubator. When recognized incubator, it has to come out through a organized incubator. What is that organized recognized incubator? An organization is designed to support startups companies during the early stage in the help. Now madam is working on that. We are already put forward our system as a recognized incubator. So recognized incubator means that has been be able to give you services such as physical space, capital, coaching, mentoring, common services, including corporate and the legal services, providing the networking opportunities. Any entity fund registered under any central state government initiative which has been there, incubation shall also be considered as an incubator in this policy. For instance, the technology business incubator TBI जिसको बोलते हैं, then Department of Science and Technology, and also Atal Incubation Center under Niti Aayog. So there are three already been there. Then incubator must offer a minimum of 2,000 square foot of area of a usable space for its incubators. Incubator entity must be registered under any of the following categories: society under the Society Registration Act 1860, society section 8 company under the Companies Act 2013, and private limited company under the Companies Act 2013, public company under the Companies Act 2013, and limited liability partnership under the Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008, then public charitable trust under the Indian Trust Act 1882. Besides, the above startup evaluation committee may be able to consider the case of a reputed academic institutions like your Tecnia, then University, GGSIP University, Deemed University, Victimize as an incubator, even if the same does not fall under any of the above categories. University for purpose, you know about Fabrication Lab. So lab has been there, which is going to provide you market space, industrial workshop where user can build on the prototypes. Prototypes will help you to design a particular suitable model of your product to be put in for the commercialization. The specialized fabrication tools would be there, electronic equipments would be there, both manual and computer aided would be there. Then co-working space would be there, referred to startups and so on. Startup evaluation committee would be there. So those who's going to finalize that the prototype is worth enough to go in for, then it will put forward for task force. The startup task force will be team responsible for day-to-day implementation and monitoring and outcome of the Indian Delhi startup policy. Then policy monitoring committee, infrastructure support, and Delhi as an innovation hub. What kind of innovation you are going to bring in? Now here, the incubator will provide startup with office space, common office facilities, and qualified mentor networking and fundraising opportunities. This is what fundraising opportunities, where we are going to bring in the angel investor and venture capitalist. आपने नाम सुना होगा बिल गेट्स का. Bill Gates is, when he started his venture, he has been starting his first venture as a bartender. He is basically steward. He's a steward. Then and later on the Microsoft, जिससे हम बात कर रहे हैं आपको, Microsoft team जो हम बात कर रहे हैं, he is the owner of the Windows. He is the owner of Windows and he is the owner of the software. It was first launched in 1995. जो माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का पहला वर्जन आया था 1995 में आया था, फर्स्ट टाइम विंडोज वाज लॉन्च. उससे पहले आप कोशिश करेंगे देखेंगे तो वर्ड स्टार पे काम होता था, फोर्ट्रॉन पे होता था, कोबोल पे होता था, पास्कल पे होता था काम. लेकिन ही इज द फर्स्ट टाइम जिसने ग्राफिक्स को सिस्टम पे लाया और वर्ल्ड ओवर 98% सिस्टम्स, 98% आपके जो वर्ल्ड ओवर लैपटॉप्स हैं, कंप्यूटर्स हैं, आपके डेस्कटॉप्स हैं, उसके ऊपर विंडोज एप्लीकेशन चलती है. 98% ऑफ द सिस्टम्स are using Microsoft applications. Number one. What is the wealth generated by this? It is a creation of Bill Gates is the creation of venture capital. Venture capital जो था उस concept के through Bill Gates सामने आए. Because of the venture capitalist venture, lot many people has invested in his ideas, and that is how the Microsoft was created. Microsoft was created. Number two, what is the total earning? If I say what is the total earning of the Microsoft, it's a 2.5 times of what the whole of India earns. जो एक साल में एक इंडिया पूरा 1.25 करोड़ पॉपुलेशन जो अर्न करता है हमारा जीडीपी उसका 2.5 times is the net worth of this company. So this is the one, because I've just tried to create a contrast. Now अगर आप कोई वेंचर कैपिटल लगाना चाहते हैं या आप कोई स्टार्टअप लगाना चाहते हैं, आप अपने आप को बिल्कुल लोएस्ट लेवल पे पाते हैं कि हमने ये सिस्टम शुरू किया है, ये प्रोडक्ट हम लेके आए हैं, प्रोडक्ट हमारा चल रहा है. आप लोग ये मत समझिए कि हम सबसे नीचे हैं, हमारे पास कोई इन्वेस्टर नहीं है, हम नहीं कर सकते. आइडिया, फ्लिपकार्ट का नाम आपने सुना होगा. फ्लिपकार्ट, ही इज द समीर भाटिया का आपने नाम सुना होगा. समीर भाटिया जिसने हॉटमेल शुरू किया, जो मेलिंग जो हम बोलते हैं ईमेल, ही इज द पर्सन हु स्टार्टेड द ईमेल कंसेप्ट hotmail.com. वो बाद में सब लोगों ने खरीद के उसको अपने साथ जोड़ लिया, उसका सब कुछ टेकअप कर लिया. बट ही इज पर्सन लाइक यू, समीर भाटिया, अगेन फ्रॉम इंडिया. नेक्स्ट इज दैट हम बात करते हैं कि एप्पल का सिस्टम सिक्योरिटी फीचर्स के अंदर नोबडी कैन ब्रेक. मेरठ के अंदर 9 साल के बच्चे ने एप्पल का सिक्योरिटी सिस्टम तोड़ दिया. उसको बुलाया गया है आईफोन वालों ने, भैया इस बच्चे ने कैसे तोड़ दिया. मतलब ही इज सो इनोवेटिव, और उसने थोड़ी सी टाइम में उसको एप्पल का सिस्टम ब्रेक करके बुला लिया. एंड दे वांट टू इम्प्रूव their security features, so they have called him up from there. So small town boys, small town girls, small towns people are coming very fast on these areas. So Delhi is also a small, you can say a small place, because a geographically very clustered one. Same is a small, it's not having a big geographical area as compared to Haryana, as compared to UP and other things, but it's a very small place, Delhi, geographically. So it has got a potential to match up at least to come into the first 10 units. Flipkart का नाम सुना होगा आपने. Flipkart जब शुरुआत करी, Flipkart ने प्रॉब्लम से शुरुआत की. प्रॉब्लम क्या? बुक चाहिए मेरे को, आई वॉन्ट टू हैव ए बुक. और बुक मैं कहां से लूं? बुक खरीदने के लिए कहां जाऊं? नई सड़क. चलो दिल्ली वाला तो नई सड़क चला जाएगा, लेकिन जो फार फ्लंग एरिया में रह रहा है, सिक्किम में रह रहा है, आपका दार्जिलिंग में रह रहा है, वो कैसे बुक तक पहुंचेगा? जब दिल्ली वाले को पहुंचने में इतना टाइम लगता है बुक तक, तो वो बेचारा दूर का बच्चा कैसे पहुंचेगा? Then the concept came in the mind of that owner, and he introduced those things. Flipkart started with a problem of book. तो Flipkart जब initially आया था, बुक के ऊपर आया था. इनिशियली बुक्स के ऊपर लोग जो परचेजिंग शुरू करी थी, लेटर ऑन इट हैज बीन डाइवर्सिफाइड इनटू अदर एरियाज. सो स्टूडेंट्स, innovation hub we are talking about, Delhi Innovation Network, matching capital grants of the university incubator, training the incubator managers, training the existing manager with a university, fabrication labs जो fabricate करके आपको prototype दिखाना है, उस fabrication labs को at least Delhi should come out, set up at least 5 fabrication lab by 2025. The labs will be accessible, recognized for a startup. जो आपने startup बनाए हैं उस lab में वो test होंगे. वो test करने के बाद 16 hours के अंदर they will be make it operational. 7 days working होगा, week होगा उसके अंदर आपका testing लिया जाएगा उस प्रोडक्ट का. जो भी आप प्रोडक्ट बनाएंगे उस प्रोडक्ट को बनाने के लिए वेदर सेफ्टी फीचर्स हैज बीन नॉट बीन कॉम्प्रोमाइज्ड, इट हैज यूज्ड द सेफ्टी फीचर्स, मतलब जो मशीनरी के अंदर सेफ्टी फीचर्स होते हैं, एसेंशियल प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट के जो पार्ट्स होते हैं, जो रिक्वायरमेंट्स होती है, आर दीज थिंग्स आर देयर, और जो रॉ मटेरियल हम यूज कर रहे हैं उसके ऊपर, क्या वो रॉ मटेरियल प्रॉपरली एज पर द नॉर्म्स है कि नहीं है, क्या उसमें ऐसा कोई टॉक्सिक इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं कर दिया, टॉक्सिक डाल दिया। अगर बच्चों के लिए टॉयज बना रहे हो, उस बच्चा उसको मुंह में लेगा और उस रॉ मटेरियल में कुछ ऐसी चीज पड़ी है जो बच्चा अगर मुंह में लेगा तो उसके लिए नुकसान होगा। तो इन सब चीजों से निकलने के लिए उन सब प्रोटोटाइप्स को टेस्टिंग की जाती है। सपोर्ट फॉर प्राइवेट फैब्रिकेशन लैब, वहां पे भी इसको टेकअप किया जाता है। फिर दे आर गोइंग टू मेक ए ग्लोबल लॉन्च पैड वेयर they will be showing the prototype, that is known as a place where they can be able to show up their product whatever you have created must be featured, that is a product display। आप अपनी वेबसाइट पे प्रोडक्ट डिस्प्ले लगा सकते हो कि ये प्रोडक्ट है, ये डिस्प्ले है, इसकी ये यूटिलिटी है, इसकी कॉस्टिंग ये है, और इस कॉस्टिंग के हिसाब से इसकी रिक्वायरमेंट कितनी है, और उसके हिसाब से प्रोडक्शन के लिए आपके एंजल इन्वेस्टर्स आएंगे। तो technology enablers, incentives for startups, interest-free loans, and general administrative support like companies के लिए आपको कंपनी रजिस्टर करवानी है, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट चाहिए, आपको आपको टैक्सेशन के लिए कुछ चाहिए, आपको कंपनी रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए कुछ चाहिए, कोई लीगल हेल्प चाहिए, कोई प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट चाहिए, कोई बैंकिंग फैसिलिटी चाहिए इम्प्लीमेंट कराने के लिए, उन सब चीज को एड्रेस किया जाता है जनरल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन सपोर्ट के ऊपर। ठीक है, these then you have, if you are making some kind of new innovation, अगर आपने कोई ऐसी चीज बना दी जो फर्स्ट टाइम हो रही है और उसके अंदर some kind of new thing you are, तो पेटेंट फाइलिंग, कॉस्ट रीइंबर्समेंट, you can be applying for the पेटेंट्स अप्लाई करेंगे, आपके नाम पे पेटेंट होगा। पेटेंट का मतलब है कोई भी उस टेक्नोलॉजी को आपकी परमिशन के बिना उसको यूज नहीं कर सकता, अगर वो यूज करेगा he has to take परमिशन फ्रॉम यू। सो उसके लिए जो भी आपने पेटेंट बनाया है, जो भी प्रोटोटाइप बनाया है, जो भी आपने फर्स्ट टाइम सिस्टम बनाया है, उसको आप लीगली सिस्टम के अंदर पेटेंट फाइल करके सिस्टम में सेटअप करेंगे ताकि वो दूसरा कोई इसको चुरा ना सके। दिस कम्स अंडर इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स, आईपीआर। IPR cell is going to assist you in that part. Then public procurement, 10% of all goods and service produced by Delhi Ministry and उसके अंदर गवर्नमेंट खरीदेगी। अगर आपको लगता है कि भाई ये वाकई भी किसी अच्छी चीज के लिए है, कोई अच्छी चीज ऐसी चीज बन रही है, जैसे मान लो किसी बच्चे ने प्रोटोटाइप में बनाया कि मैं जो कोरोना टेस्टिंग किट है जो आपको बाहर मतलब 200 रुपए में आता है, तो वो मैं 50 रुपए बना के दे रहा हूँ, तो सर्टन पोर्शन द मिनिस्ट्री विल आल्सो गोइंग टू परचेज। तो पेंडेमिक टाइम में बहुत सारी चीजें लोगों ने बनाई है। एकेडमिक इंटरवेंशंस कहाँ पे आएंगे, जहाँ हमें एकेडमिक इंटरवेंशंस चाहिए होते हैं। 7 इनोवेशन बूट कैंप्स, हियर यू विल हैविंग वन बूट कैंप जहाँ अपना आपको शो करेंगे और आपको मेंटर्स गाइड करेंगे कि भाई इन एरिया के अंदर इस प्रोटोटाइप के अंदर ये चीज नहीं बना सकते हैं, और इसको और डिफरेंट तरह से आप डेवलप कर सकते हैं, और इसको डिफरेंट स्मॉल बिजनेस आइडिया के रूप में प्रोपोगेट कर सकते हैं। दे विल प्रोवाइड यू टोकन फंड्स टू मेक इट अ वायबल वन, कि आप उसके कई सारे मॉडल्स बना के, प्रोटोटाइप्स के कई सारे मॉडल बना के, एंड यू कैन बी एबल टू शोकेस योर आइडियाज इनटू वेरियस कंपटीशंस, और वहां पे आपको फीडबैक मिलेगा अपने प्रोडक्ट के बारे में, और यू हैव टू विन प्राइजेस ओवर देयर योर technology, on your innovation or your patents. Then project work, here idea generation, there will be some kind of project work you can provide it to some commercial organizations, awareness and outreach support, an idea challenge आपको टेकअप करना सकता है, इस आइडिया के ऊपर कोई और दूसरा लोग काम कर रहे हैं एंटरप्रेन्योर्स के ऊपर, that can be work on। Then various hackathon, governance, innovations, and enablement, entrepreneur startup innovation, दिल्ली पोर्टल पे आप अपने आप को डाल सकते हैं। हेल्पलाइन है, प्रमोशन है, रिव्यू मैकेनिज्म है। अब ये सारी चीजों में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट क्या आता है कि मैंने जो प्रोटोटाइप बनाया, जो मैंने अपना स्टार्टअप बनाया, जो पेटेंट भी करवा लिया, सबको बता भी दिया, सबको सिखा भी दिया कि क्या है इसके अंदर, अब मेरे को फंडिंग कहाँ से मिले, मतलब हाउ आई कैन गेट द फंडिंग। सो 2 थिंग्स आर देयर, जिसको हम बोलते हैं फंडिंग्स, जहां से हमें मिलता है। वीसी, दैट इज नोन एज वेंचर कैपिटलिस्ट। वेंचर कैपिटलिस्ट का मतलब ये होता है कि आपका वेंचर है, मतलब जैसे आपका बिल गेट्स ने वेंचर बनाया माइक्रोसॉफ्ट, तो वेंचर किसका है? बिल गेट्स का। वेंचर इन्वेस्टर, जब आप उसको प्रोजेक्ट करते हैं, प्रोटोटाइप को बताते हैं, अपने टेक्नोलॉजी को बताते हैं कि टेक्नोलॉजी है, ये हमने बनाई है, और दीज टेक्नोलॉजी इज गोइंग टू amass the problem solver for this amount of work। मतलब इतनी तरीके की चीजों को, प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व कर सकती है। आपको ये देखना है कि एज ए मैनेजर, एज ए एमबीए, एज एन एमसीए, as an journalism student, how I can save. Now when I say the save in time, save in steps, save in money, save in resources। मतलब जो 4 M's जो हम बोलते हैं, मैन, मशीन, लेबर, जो भी हम लगा रहे हैं, कोई मीन्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन लगा रहे हैं, उन सब में कोई भी चीज, अगर कोई स्टेप हम चला रहे हैं, उसके अंदर पता चला हमारे 10 स्टेप का प्रोसेस है, उसको मैं 2 स्टेप में कर देता हूँ। सो आई कैन बी एबल टू सेव ऑन द 8 स्टेप्स। दैट इज इनोवेशन। मीन्स आपने उसी चीज को, वही आइडिया, वही सुटेबिलिटी के साथ में जो 10 स्टेप प्रोसेस से जा रहा था, उसने उस सुटेबिलिटी प्रोसेस को कंप्लीट करके 2 स्टेप में कंप्लाई कर दिया। यू कैन सेव मनी ऑन द 8 स्टेप्स। That is an innovation. And number 2, when we put up, showcase those things in front of a venture capitalist, so venture capital will see and gauge, because they have got idea। वो companies होती हैं, these are the bigger companies, these are the bigger companies who are going to invest in your company, invest in your company। So you are the creator of the venture investors, the venture capitalist बोलते हैं। जो कंपनीज का मतलब होता है, जैसे मान लो आपने बहुत सारी भी कंपनीज बताता हूं मैं, जो इंडिया के अंदर टॉप 10 कंपनीज कौन कौन सी जो वेंचर में इन्वेस्ट करती है। I'll tell you। And the angel investors are those investors, angel means those who are going to come as an angel for your you can say support। So they are going to invest from their own savings। So angel investor is a high net worth person who provides capital for the small startups, entrepreneurs, usually exchange equity। भाई हमने आपके सिस्टम में पैसा लगाया, मान ली 1 करोड़ रुपए लगाया, 1 करोड़ के मेरे को शेयर दे दो, आप अपना सिस्टम प्रोपोगेट कर लो। आपने पेपर सिस्टम पर प्रोवाइड करा, कल को आपकी कंपनी मान लो 2000 करोड़ की बन जाती है या 50,000 करोड़ की बन जाती है, तो आज के टाइम के हिसाब से, उस टाइम के अगर आपने उसको 10% या 20% भी शेयर दिए, तो 20% शेयर अगर बढ़ते 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 आपने कितने फ्लोट किए, तो उसके हिसाब से उसकी जो इन्वेस्टमेंट है वो ग्रो करती जाएगी। 2 तरह से ग्रो करती है मनी जब हम कोई भी चीज में ग्रो करते हैं, हमने सामान लगाया, मैंने 10 रुपए की चीज बनाई और 20 रुपए में बेच दी, दैट इज नोन एज ट्रेडिंग, दैट्स नोन एज ट्रेडिंग। लेकिन आप लोगों को समझना है, बीबीए एमबीएस को हमें कभी भी प्रॉफिट ईयर ऑन ईयर बेसिस पे नहीं देखना होता, हमें क्रिएशन करनी होती है वेल्थ। वेल्थ किसके लिए? स्टॉक जो हमने बनाया है, स्टॉक होल्डर्स के लिए, शेयर होल्डर्स के लिए हमें नेटवर्थ को बढ़ाना होता है। दैट इज आवर। अगर हम ये नहीं कर पाएंगे, नोबडी इज गोइंग टू इन्वेस्ट इन आवर कंपनी। एवरीबडी वांट। अगर आपने देखा कि ये सनसेक्स आज इतना 10% बढ़ गया, 5% बढ़ गया, 3% बढ़ गया, 0.5 अप गया, 0.5 डाउन गया, इससे क्या होता है? जो आपके स्टॉक्स हैं उनके शेयर प्राइस बढ़ रहे हैं। अगर आज मेरा शेयर प्राइस 76 का है, कल को 86 का है, परसों 92 का है, सो दिस इज दैट मींस माय इन्वेस्टमेंट इन द कंपनी इज इंक्रीजिंग। अगर मैंने आपका कंपनी में शेयर लिया, 1 रुपए का शेयर लिया, 1 रुपए के शेयर पे आपने मेरे से प्रीमियम चार्ज किया 210 रुपीज, मीन्स आई हैव टू इन्वेस्ट इन योर कंपनी 211 रुपीज टू गेट 1 शेयर। नाउ द वैल्यू ऑफ द शेयर इज ओनली 1 रुपी, rest 200 I have paid for the premium to you, and now this premium you are going to invest in the your venture to make it flower again, bloom again। So my investment as a shareholder is 1 rupee। मेरा तो 1 रुपए लगा, मेरा तो 210 11 रुपए खर्च करने के बाद मेरे को 1 रुपए की चीज मिली, क्योंकि मैंने 2210 रुपए का तो प्रीमियम दिया आपको। वो प्रीमियम आपको कैपिटल के अंदर एक कैपिटल कॉर्पस के रूप में आपको मिल गया, लेकिन मेरी जो वैल्यू थी 210 रुपए की, 211 रुपए की जो वैल्यू थी, उसकी वैल्यू आपकी नजर में 1 रुपए। लेकिन जब मैं उसकी ट्रेडिंग करूंगा, जब आप उसकी स्टॉक की ट्रेडिंग करेंगे स्टॉक मार्केट में, तो 1 रुपए नहीं रहेगी उसकी वैल्यू। उसकी वैल्यू हो सकता है कि 700 रुपए हो। ट्रेडिंग करते करते 700 से वो, जैसे मारुति की जब इनिशियली जब बॉल रिंग करी थी मारुति की, तो 500 की स्लॉटिंग निकली थी, तो पता चला थोड़े दिन बाद 500 से नीचे आ गया, 470 हो गया। जब आपने लिया 500 का और आज 470 पे आ गया ना, बात करो, आज 470 का आ गया, इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब ये है कि मेरी जो नेटवर्थ मैंने लगाई थी वो इरोड हो गई, मतलब मेरा पैसा डूबा है। This particular investment of my money in the stock is going down. It has been eroding, it has been depleting. So why should I invest? I have to take my money from there. So अब आपको एज ए इन्वेस्टर ये देखना है कि मेरी नेटवर्थ जो मेरे स्टॉक में लगेगी आगे जाके, अगर आपने कैपिटल रेज करना है, आईपीओ रेज करना है, कुछ भी लेके आ रहा है, वो आपको बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक आज से सोचना है उसको, कि मैं उसको आज से अपने फाइनेंस को कंट्रोल करूं। लेकिन बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं, हमने स्टार्टअप बनाया, हमने कंपनी लॉन्च करी, हमने पैसे फंड खाए और बंद करके भाग गए। मतलब you ditch the person who have shown a faith in you, and you ditch the person who has got a good, you can say, mindset for you, who wants to give you blessings। अगर हम पूरे efforts नहीं करते हैं, अगर उसके हिसाब से पूरे efforts नहीं करते हैं और we fail, और हमारे इनपुट में दिमाग में है कि हमें फेल ही होना है, तो फेल ही होंगे, चाहे कोई भी छुड़ाने आए, चाहे हम कहीं से भी फंडिंग लेके आ जाए। हमारा पर्पस ये है, हमें फंडिंग खानी है, फंडिंग खा के भाग जाना है, हमें कुछ नहीं करना है। मेरा तो कुछ लगा नहीं है, किसी और का लगा है, तो आई हैव टू जस्ट शो, बताना है मेरा प्रोटोटाइप ये है, ये है, ये कर दिया और मैंने पैसे खा लिए, खत्म कहानी। सो अगर ये वेंचर कैपिटलिस्ट के साथ करना है एज ए स्टार्टअप्स इनिशिएटर, तो बिल्कुल ही जो और अच्छे लोग हैं उसके लिए आप खाई खोद देंगे, बहुत गलत काम कर देंगे। आपसे सबमिशन ये है, जो भी आप कोई भी चीज शुरू करें उसके अंदर 100% एफर्ट, बिकॉज एज इज ऑन योर साइड, you are growing, you are having, as you grow up in age, so does your wealth, so does your wealth। आपको कुछ नहीं देना, आपको सिर्फ एफर्ट्स पुट अप करने हैं, अपने एफर्ट्स। कोई और पैसा लगा रहा है, आपको सिर्फ उसको 100% एफर्ट्स देना है। 24/7 फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट के लिए सोचना है कि मैं इसके फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट जो मेरे को उसने आज 60 लाख रुपए दिया है, इसको 60 के मेरे को 1/20 बनाना है। ये आपके दिमाग में चैलेंज होना चाहिए, एंड एवरी टाइम यू हैव टू चैलेंज योरसेल्फ, अपने आप को चैलेंज देना है और उस चैलेंज से ऊपर निकलना है। द फाइनेंशियल बैकिंग विल बी प्रोवाइडेड, वन टाइम इन्वेस्टमेंट, दिस विल बी ओनली फॉर द वन टाइम, एक ही टाइम मिलता है। इट कुड बी ए नॉट बी एन ऑन गोइंग प्रोसेस कि आपको देते रहे, अर्ली स्टेज में ही चलेगा ये चीज। हायर रिटर्न्स ऑफ देयर मनी, लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड। जो एंजल इन्वेस्टर्स आपके सिस्टम में आता है, वो चाहता क्या है कि मैंने आपको 1 रुपए लगाया तो मेरे को कल को 2 रुपए मिल जाए, तो मैं फिर कल को पैसे मिलेंगे तो फिर किसी और एंजल इन्वेस्टर के पास, एज ए एंजल इन्वेस्टर किसी और फॉर्म के अंदर मैं इन्वेस्ट करूंगा। तो हमें ये देखना होता है कि एंजल इन्वेस्टर का जो मनी होता है वो स्टॉक मार्केट में ना लगा करके, स्टॉक मार्केट में ना लगा करके वो डायरेक्ट आपकी कंपनी में लगा रहा है पैसा, आपके साथ शेयर ट्रेडिंग में आएगा, आपका पार्टनर बनेगा, आपका रिस्क का पार्टनर बनेगा। he is contributing in what form? He is taking risk for you, he is taking risk for you। So जो भी स्टार्टअप बनाए, it's not for just monetary return, it is going to be lot many things is required, industry mentoring, new generation, industry setup, entrepreneurs, skill sets, new way of doing things, right? All these things, accreditation status होता है उसका, वो आपके साथ लगता है। what is the importance? Someone who is accredited investor is necessarily an angel investor, वो आपको स्टार्टअप्स में देता है। अब मैं, how do Indians qualify as an eligible national angel investors? Means पहली चीज उसकी, one, you need to meet one of the following requirements। Yeah, individual investor, you have to be net tangible assets of at least INR 2 crore excluding value of his or principal residence। जहाँ पे रहते हो, जहाँ पे करते हो, जो भी कुछ आपने लगा रखा है, उन सब को देखने के बाद वो ये देखते हैं कि इसके पास 2 करोड़ की प्रॉपरली स्टेजमेंट है। he can be able to come up early stage investment experience। तो आपको क्या करना होता है, जब 2 करोड़ का एक हमने इन्वेस्टमेंट का टेंजिबल एसेट्स का जो एसेट्स का आपके पीछे सपोर्ट है उसका अगर मान ले 2 करोड़ का वैल्यूएशन लिया तो आपके इतने सारे साथ में बच्चे होने चाहिए 4 5 6 7 सो दैट दे आर गोइंग टू बिकम मेंबर टू फॉर्मुलेट ए कंपनी and each their network will be clubbed together and then you can put it across कि हम सब लोगों की नेटवर्क 2 करोड़ से ऊपर की बनती है तो हम लोग भी क्वालिफाई टू बी एलिजिबल नेशनल इन्वेस्टर। आप भी एंजल नेशनल एंजल इन्वेस्टर के रूप में बन सकते हैं, दे सकते हैं अगर आपको देना चाहते हैं। अगर आज आपने कोई सिस्टम खड़ा किया है 2 करोड़ रुपए बन जाते हैं तो आप भी एक एंजल इन्वेस्टर बन सकते हैं। एक्सपीरियंस एज एंटरप्रेन्योर, आपको एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का, और नेटवर्थ आपका एटलीस्ट 10 करोड़ का होना चाहिए। अल्टरनेटिव इन्वेस्टमेंट फंड्स होना चाहिए, सेबी से रेगुलेटर के साथ होना चाहिए, वेंचर कैपिटल फंड वीसीएफ में रजिस्टर होना चाहिए, सेबी कैपिटल फंड में रजिस्ट्रेशन होना चाहिए, तब वो एंजल इन्वेस्टर्स आपको सप्लाई कर सकते हैं वैल्यूएशन के। अनलाइक वेंचर कैपिटलिस्ट, एंजल इन्वेस्टर यूजुअली इन्वेस्ट देयर ओन मनी। दिस टाइप ऑफ इन्वेस्टर फिल्स द गैप बिटवीन द सीड फंडिंग that's often provided by the friends and family and funding through the venture through capital which may be necessary for the robust startup। तो जब हम सीड मनी शुरू करते हैं, सीड मनी से क्या होता है, सीड मनी से तो प्रोटोटाइप आपका तैयार होता है। मतलब आप टेक्नोलॉजी जो आपने टेक्नोलॉजी इजाद करी है, जो इन्वेंट की है, जो इनोवेशन किया है, उसको आप दिखा सकते हो कि भाई देखो ये इस तरह काम करता है, ये इस तरह वर्क करता है। यू कैन शो द वर्किंग। सो सीड फंडिंग इज ओनली टू क्रिएट द प्रोटोटाइप। अब प्रोटोटाइप को मास प्रोडक्शन में ले जाना है तो उसके लिए आपको वेंचर कैपिटलिस्ट का सहारा लेना ही पड़ेगा, आपको एंजल फंडिंग का सहारा लेना ही पड़ेगा। वेंचर कैपिटलिस्ट जो होते हैं वो बिल्कुल कॉमर्शियल सिस्टम पे काम करते हैं। एंजल फंडिंग, एंजल इन्वेस्टर्स जो होते हैं वो आपके सीड फंडिंग और वेंचर कैपिटलिस्ट के बीच के सिस्टम्स होते हैं, जो इनिशियल इन्वेस्टर्स होते हैं, जो आपको जब आपको वेंचर कैपिटल नहीं आ रही होती आपके पास, उनको लगता है ये वाइबल सोल्यूशन नहीं है, नहीं चलेगा, तो एंजल इन्वेस्टर्स आपके साथ शेयर होल्डिंग के अंदर आके आपको बेल आउट करते हैं एज फार इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रोसीजर्स आर कंसर्न। सो somehow friends and family, wealthy individuals, groups, crowdfunding is also one form of the angel investors, right? Then advantage of greatest advantage of receiving fund from angel investors, there's less risk. Risk is there, you are only motivating on those parts, motivating them to invest in your financial systems. एंजल इन्वेस्टर टिपिकली एक्सपीरियंस, दे आर पीपल लॉन्ग टर्म व्यू, दे टेक द लॉन्ग टर्म व्यू, गाइड भी करते हैं आपको कि हमारा पैसा लग रहा है बेटे, इसको थोड़ा ऐसा करो, इसको थोड़ा ऐसा करो, इसके थोड़ा इन्वेस्टमेंट और डालो, इस मॉडल पे काम करो, इस बिजनेस मॉडल पे काम करो, और वो आपके साथ साथ दिमाग भी लगाते हैं, लॉन्ग पीरियड टाइम तक आपके साथ जुड़े रहते हैं। जैसे अभी स्कूल के अंदर बिजनेस ब्लास्टर्स एक कंपटीशन शुरू हुआ है स्कूल एजुकेशन सिस्टम में, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ दिल्ली ने शुरू किया, जहाँ छोटे छोटे बच्चे 12th 11th के दे आर कमिंग आउट विद इनोवेटिव आइडियाज ऑन स्मॉल थिंग। Angel investors have a lot of business experience. They can provide that mentorship to you also. Research shows startups that are backed by angel investors are more likely to have substantial growth. Research show करती है ये कि अगर आपके साथ angel investor जुड़ जाए तो उसका पैसा लगा तो आपको हर टाइम सपोर्ट करना चाहिए कि किसी भी तरह आप सक्सेसफुल हो। तो अगर आपके साथ एंजल इन्वेस्टर जुड़ते हैं तो वो आपको बहुत सारे रिसोर्सेज आपको मिलेंगे जो आपको नॉर्मल वे में नहीं मिलेंगे, क्योंकि उनका भी सिस्टम उसके साथ आपका जुड़ गया है, क्रेडिबिलिटी हो जाती है, एसोसिएशन हो जाता है, कॉन्टैक्ट्स हो जाते हैं, कस्टमर्स के साथ कॉन्टैक्ट हो जाते हैं, इन्वेस्टर बैंकर्स को लेके आते हैं, लॉयर्स को लेके आते हैं, मार्केट नॉलेज उनके पास अच्छी होती है, स्ट्रैटेजिस्ट फॉर सिमिलर कंपनीज, कौन कौन सी कंपनीज है इस तरह की जो कंपनीज आपकी कंपटीटर के रूप में खड़ी हो रही है, उसको भी आप यू कैन बी एबल टू वर्क ऑन विद दैट पार्ट कि who is going to actually dislodge me from this. So angel investors makes it possible business owners. Many business owners have given away between 10 to 50% their startup in exchange funding. मतलब 50% तक लोग इसमें इन्वेस्ट कर देते हैं। एंजल इन्वेस्टर्स आल्सो एक्सपेक्ट सब्सटेंशियल रिटर्न, वो चाहते भी हैं कि आपको जो रिटर्न जो मिले उनको वो 10 टाइम्स मिले, एटलीस्ट मैंने 10 1 रुपए लगाया तो मेरे को 10 रुपए मिले। दिस इज व्हाट दे आर गोइंग टू एक्सपेक्ट आउट ऑफ यू। So I'm going to show you what are the have a business plan. This is one part because it's a long discussion which can be clear about your investor offering, right? So establish your roles with them. 10 angel investors in India in 2022. These are the 10. This is the Sanjay Mehta. He is angel investor. Sanjay Mehta Technological Investors has invested over 150 firms. These are the OYO unicorns, including Coin DCX, cryptocurrency exchange, blockchain. So this is Mehta's creations on that semi-registered office. Number 2 पे Anand Chandrasekharan, you can work on with that. You can see those things. Anand Chandrasekharan, He has given very polygram. Anand was recognized young global leader in 2020-10 सिलिकॉन वैली में से स्टार्टअप्स किए, तो इसने बहुत सारी चीज़ों पे स्टार्टअप किया। याहू में टेकअप पहले इन्होंने काम किया। उसके बाद संदीप टंडन, ही इज थर्ड इन रैंक ऑन दैट, बट को फाउंडर ऑफ फ्री चार्ज आपने सुना होगा, मोबाइल पेमेंट सिस्टम है फ्री चार्ज, तो वो भी आपके इसी तरह से शुरू हुआ। कैटलिस्ट ओनर ऑफ नंबर ऑफ स्टार्टअप्स इन इंडिया एंड नॉर्थ अमेरिका में बहुत सारे स्टार्टअप बनाए हैं। 11.5 करोड़ वर्थ नेटवर्थ इन्होंने स्टार्ट किया। रतन टाटा इज आल्सो इन दैट लाइन who has invested as an angel. Ratan Naval Tata, businessman at under Tata Sons. ठीक है ना, Padam Vibhushan also, he is also. Vijay Chandrasekhar Sharma is also angel investors. Inner Six, the Ken Milap, ठीक है ना, Unacademy, ये firms उन्होंने resource की हैं काफी सारी. Sachin Bansal is also angel investors. Sachin Bansal invested in 14 Indian startups and business. ठीक है ना, Taxcron, Unacademy, Shorts, Singles, Spoon and Joy, Anther Energy. These are the Bansal where he has supported even the Ola. Kunal Behel is another person who has helped as a CEO co-founder of Snapdeal.com. He is also worked on with various funding agencies, Tamshake, BlackRock, SoftBank, Premji Invest. ये सब इन लोगों ने ना डिफरेंट टाइम पे काफी लोगों को सपोर्ट किया है। ओला कैब्स को सपोर्ट किया है, रोजर पे को सपोर्ट किया, अर्बन कंपनी, ठीक है। देन द गोकुल राजा राम, ही इज द अनदर पर्सन, ही इज वर्कड ऑन एजुफायर, लिव स्पेस, लूप, फ्लिपरा, व्हाटफिक्स. दीज आर द मेजर इन्वेस्टमेंट्स. राजा रामन is currently overseas caviar company, premium food ordering business. Doordash purchased 410 million square feet of area. Then Rajan Anandan, he is another person, again for co-founder Sri Lanka first speed fund in that case, Sequum. Then there are until now he has invested in 1880 startup, invested 1.5 million South African Asian startup companies में. फिर अनुपम मित्तल is another angel. Shadi.com पे इन्होंने इन्वेस्ट किया है अनुपम मित्तल ने. Sharks, one of the Sharks investors in Sony Live Business, Shark Tank India. How angel investor works. This is what how the angel investment screening process होता है इनका अलग से. पिचअप करना पड़ता है इन्वेस्टर्स के साथ मिलके, रिव्यूज बताते हैं आपके, रिव्यूज से कनेक्ट बनाते हैं आपके एस्टेब्लिशमेंट के साथ में क्या कनेक्ट है. फाइलिंग राउंड होता है इनमें, आइडल सिंडिकेशन, डील सिंडिकेशंस होता है, क्लोजिंग डील होती है जहाँ पे आप लगता है कि हमें इसके साथ जुड़ जाना चाहिए. So how the angel investor different from angel? The main difference between angel investor and venture capital lies in the financial resources, the number of companies in which they invest, number of companies. So angel investors are often retired entrepreneurs, executives who want to remain involved in barriers and business, fostering emerging entrepreneurs and growth in early stage companies. Like venture capitalists who manage the investment fund that consist of pooled money from various individuals via venture capital firm. Angel investors invest in with their own money. This is the basic difference. So this is all I can say, because time permits me is very less. Topic is very special. Again, if you feel anybody wants to raise any query on that, or if you think that it is of any importance for you, so please send me a note of that, so we can be able to organize some more thing. Or if you think that it's of no importance, then we can be closing these things for future time. So I feel that something has been given in your mindset as far as this today's working is concerned, today's presentation is concerned. Thank you from my side.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you.
The next session I will be asking you to be here for the next 10 more minutes, and the topic again it is again with IIC only, and the discussion will be on the accelerators and incubators opportunities for the startups. And the speaker for the event is Professor M.N. Jha.
A very good afternoon. I won't take much time, 5 to 10 minutes merely, give simply brief over there, because the first session was a bit exhaustive, so a student would have already been in the process of gaining a lot from the first session. So my session, I have deliberately made it very short, giving you some outline, focusing accelerator and incubator, uh, giving some quick recap of some things. As you know about the entrepreneurs, this depiction will give you the clear idea of the entrepreneurs and the startup. The creativity on and innovation on the one axis, and other axis is general management skill, business know-how, and networking. When you are not doing any creativity and you are not involving yourself in innovation, and you have less of the skill, simply you are putting money in the starting your own business or the business of the family, you keep on making a rollover. So you are promoter. When your skill is low, but putting some innovation thereof, so that quadrant is called investors. When you don't have any creativity and innovation, but you have skill, networking, and know-how, the third quadrant is administrator. You might be a good administrator, but the top quadrant is very, very important when you are full of the creativity, innovation. You keep on generating ideas and you have administrative skill, management skill, networking and know-how, then you can prove yourself as a good entrepreneur. And it is very, very important for the ecosystem for entrepreneurship. And the entrepreneurs, when you focus on those areas which have yet not been touched anywhere, that area is called, that part is called the startup. So for entrepreneurs and startup, you should be at the top of the creativity and innovation and full of networking, know-how, and general management, either you yourself or group of the students or group of the entrepreneurs. This slide I will quickly further down. What is entrepreneurship process? Because the opportunity is one of the important things which you are required to be addressed upon there. So there are every time those who are in search of opportunity, a lot many opportunity there in the market. So it starts from their existence of opportunity, entrepreneurial opportunity. There are a lot many opportunities there. We don't have much time to discuss all the things, but in short, I'm giving you. When amongst lot many opportunity you have around, and you are able to discover one and two and few this opportunity, this is second stage. And when you work on any of those opportunity, there you try to decide to exploit those opportunity, and ultimately you become entrepreneurs. And this is the one of the very important phase of the ecosystem of entrepreneurship. So this is the entrepreneurship process. What we discuss, entrepreneurship, we discuss entrepreneurship process. Now, the important area which I had to discuss on the startup, accelerator, and incubators. You have already been discussed and given the idea of a startup by Dr. Sir, what a startup is. In fact, so I'm giving the short idea of a startup. A startup, as the 5 years, this limitation is there. Firm should not be the more than 5 years old. Besides that, the startup is typically applied to the young innovative firms. Here, young innovative firm means 5 years and less, with an ambition to grow often when operating under conditions of the significant uncertainty, where there is full of uncertainty, nobody tries to take a risk upon there. You come forward, you innovate, you put your idea, and your firm is less than 5 years, then that firm will be called the startup. Now, we are coming down to business incubator. For a startup and entrepreneurs, everyone is required some support. Support because of many things which you feel that this is new, you are good innovators, you have good idea, but you need to have support from the other expert, either of the finance or further know-how or legal aspect or some infrastructure for time being. So business incubation is an established concept considering incubation as an umbrella term for a range of support activities I will discuss in the next slide further. What the incubators and incubation is about. Incubations are typically a physical space. Mind it, this is related to physical space. This is related to, if there is no physical space, then we simply can't create any incubators. So incubators are a place where new startup, new entrepreneurs are supported. On what ground? Let's move on further. So incubations are typically a physical spaces available on relatively flexible term, which provide additional incubation services. These services generally include provision of training for entrepreneurs, access to network, and specialist equipment. Suppose you start one entrepreneurship, one enterprise, one startup, but you feel that there is some lackness of the equipment you don't have, it's very costly, you don't have. Or you feel that your staff must be trained on particular area. They are required to be there, you don't have fund for that. Or you don't have much contact and network with the expert, the supplier, and the buyers. So all these things might be supported under the incubators on a particular physical space. When a physical space is created and new entrepreneurs and startups are invited or called for admission or for enrollment, to support them out on what? On networking, on training, on access of the equipments and devices which you are in need of, is called incubators. Moving further, characteristics of incubators. This is open-ended duration. Means anytime you may knock the door, come there within, get yourself enrolled or admission, and take the relative and concerned service and make yourself out of there. So this is open-ended. This is no fixed time, fixed duration. So exit usually based on stages of the company, not time frame. So there is no time frame. But if you feel that you need support on the promotion, some may need support on funding, some may need support on training of the employee, some may need support on the development of the prototype or the product. For that work or support, one may join incubators for certain period on the basis of their requirement and exit out of there. So first characteristic is open-ended. Second, typically rent-free. This is generally if you admitted, there is rent-free because this is support system. Then focus on physical space over services. Services are secondary. First is physical space, where you will be given a chair, table, system, line connectivity, telephone connectivity, where you can sit, discuss with your buyer and supplier, and get training from the expert. Then provision of services like mentorship. Yes, this I have already discussed. Mentorship faculty or 10% will mentor you up that how you will run business. Again, on the basis of your requirement. So provision of the services like mentorship and entrepreneur training. You will be trained at your requirement over there in that physical space. Often provide technical facilities such as laboratory equipment, as we discussed. Any type of equipment, if you feel that you are in need of, if you are technical, lot many technical equipments you need to not have that funding to purchase. So you can join any incubator, where you can get all those requisite equipments, where you can practice or do work on. Once you have fund, then you will purchase your own equipment. In the case of the management students, mass comm students, you will be provided the systems, provided software, provided training manuals, provided 10%, provided the library for the related books, provided legal support and legal aspects training thereupon. So all these will be provided in the incubators. Mind it, this is physical space. Tecnia is also going to have one incubators. We have already, but we are going to give a proper shape thereof, where you can join and get support and mentorship from the faculty and trained person to do good in your own area. Now, second point is Accelerator. In contrast to the incubators, typically provide services through a highly selective cohort-based program of limited duration. In incubator, there was no time limit. You can join for 3 days or 3 months based on your requirement. But in the accelerator, some trained and specialized persons are available there. There, on the basis of your requirement of the particular knowledge, you can join for certain period. A time limit, either 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, as per the program modules are there. It is not open-ended like incubators. Services often include assistance in development in business plan, investor speech, prototype, and initial market testing. So the services and the support provided over here in the accelerator is a bit higher stage in comparison to the incubators. Incubators service and training is the lower stage, initial stage, but in accelerator, the sub-specialized persons are there. So some specialized training you might be. Now, this is some comparison in the incubators and accelerator. This is exactly related to the topic which I had to discuss about. Left-hand side is what incubator, right-hand side is accelerator, and the common is the common in between, which I have written. I just explained. In incubators, this is open-ended, free-based, technical facility, physical space, and rolling admission. Anytime you come and get admission. Right hand side, this is accelerator, growth-based payment. If there is the growth as per your requirement, you join a particular course over there in accelerator, so you might be charged for that because this is a high-level training modules, and some training experts are hired to provide you training and support. Then fixed duration. Then cohort-based means a group of persons will join and discuss and get 3 slides I will discuss. In India, why all these things are required? Why it is? I will give some data, three slides, encouraging areas, gray areas, and entrepreneurial readiness, what India is having. This data is not exactly of 2021. This is 1 year back data, 1 or 1.5 year back data, but still there's some plus you can take the figure thereof. So encouraging area, what we have under the ecosystem in India, with 10,000 plus startups we have in India, country in amongst top 5 in the world, adding 800 per year. Its data is much more now. So 800 startups are added per year, and more than 10,000 startups we have. We stand 5th in the world. Encouraging area means our students and youngsters are doing good. Second, out of the entire startup, 43% is of the tech-based and 57% non-tech-based. So the student of the management, they might be encouraged that 57% is non-tech-based. It is not that you should be engineer, only then you can go for the startup. You can go this 57% area for the non-tech driven. Then average age of a startup is 28, means some start at the 20 years, 21 years, 23 years, 24 years. Some start at 35 and 40 years as well. So 28 is good. Encouraging for you all, this is average age for a startup in India. Earlier, there were only 2-3 cities where they were development and the exhaust of this startup, Bengaluru, NCR, Mumbai. But now many more cities are coming as a startup figure. Recently joined those figures doing great along with the Bengaluru, NCR, Mumbai, the Chennai, Pune, Ahmedabad, Hyderabad, and Jaipur. So even if you are from the B-tier city, you have much more scope. Now the C and D class cities, they are also doing great in some satellite development of few developments of the startup from the small areas as well. India Tech Startup Funding Report 2017 is old data, but it is more than that. $13.5 billion, 885 deals, and 1,078 investors. Great. 5 years back. This is old. This I could not get the recent data. It is much more than that. So this is all about the encouraging area, rise of fintech, edutech, and healthcare nowadays. After COVID, they are being taken, given much more importance so far. This startup because of these are the encouraging area. You must be motivated. Now the gray area is also required to be known about. What gray area? Where these incubators and accelerators are required. The importance of the incubators and accelerators are much more because general people are required to be supported huge population we have, so huge number of startup we can produce. But this gray area is also important to understand what those are. India ranks 77 out of 190 economies in the world. So New Zealand first and Somalia 190th as per 40th out of 138 economies as per World Economic Forum. Still, we need to go much up if we plan to fight with China and some other countries who are doing great now. 68th out of 137 as per the Global Entrepreneurship Index. Again, not great. It's a gray area. It takes 29 and a half days to process and 12 procedures. However, Government of India is trying hard to improve the business, doing business, but still these number of days required to be reduced much, and single window is not 100% single window. Still, investors or the promoters or entrepreneurs are required to move here and there to get permission also. This is again gray area. It required to be for entrepreneurship education. However, in the new education policy, it has been inserted that in every corner of India, there will be a single curriculum, same curriculum for entrepreneurship development for our students. At present, before NEP, it was not. It was different course in different university. Now, last slide is how much we are ready for entrepreneurship. How much we are. Again, this is encouraging, and this may motivate you all to join this club of entrepreneurs and startup. India has 360 million youth population, tail density 1205 plus million subscribers. 40% net users are from age group of 25 to 38. Angel investors, venture funding, private equity, banks, financial institutions, incubators, micro unit development refinance agency Mudra Yojana for providing loans up to 10 lakhs by the Government of India. All these schemes are there to support you. I think there is no need to differentiate in angel and venture. You have already been. Rest, it is very much clear from the name itself. So these are the agencies which can support you on if you are really in need of the funding and you are doing good over there as an entrepreneurs or the startup. Entrepreneurship opportunities with Digital India, Swachh Bharat, Make in India, and the Startup India, the great programs by the Government of India, and Government of India is providing much support in all these areas and huge scope for Indians to do good. So you have opportunity to tap it on. Around 160 business incubators and accelerators are operating, which is third highest in the world. So third highest, though number wise, but as because we have much more population, we are expected to start much more accelerators and incubators in the days and years to come. State and central government are pumping more than across 400 billion into improving school infrastructure and teaching resources so far, and emphasizing on the entrepreneurial ecosystem. So this is about the entrepreneurial readiness. I will make it, and if anybody is having any question, you may ask for.
I think, sir, there is no question. No one is raising hand.
Thank you. Great. I think they are exhausted. Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you so much,
Saying
sir.
they are understanding.
Thank you so much, sir, and giving your valuable guidance and suggestions to the students. I hope to see you soon on some other platform with some other discussion, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Students, I must tell you that we will be sharing a feedback form to you, and you are supposed to fill that form and give us a valuable feedback. I'm so thankful that today you were there and you uh, patiently listened three lectures. So the topic of the discussion, the first was it was for business communication for the global scenario. The other two topics were for the IIC, wherein we were supposed to discuss about the opportunities for incubators, accelerators, and angel investors. So just a quick note here that any one of you who is interested to have your own startup, you can very well visit to various website. I am just opening a website which is again by the Ministry of Education Innovation Cell, and what you can see here that uh, You just open their website and you can see that incubators and pre-incubators. When you will click on this tab, you will have another tab wherein you can see that where are the incubation facilities in institutions are available. When you click on this, you will have a list of this uh, wherein you can find that there is an institution name where it is listed and what the trust area wherein they are supporting the startups by providing their incubation center, right? So any one of you who is interested, they can visit their website, this particular website, and you can have a fair amount of idea that in which institution you can really go for your startup. For example, some of you may be interested for some sort of technology development, then you can go to IIT Delhi. Then there are certain who are looking for some service startups, then they can go to institution in Noida. There is one particular, I'm just forgetting that name, but I can tell you if you meet me in person. So there are a number of institutions who are providing incubators, and I think that Jhasan has already made you clear that what is the difference between incubators and accelerators. Simultaneously, we are also, I mean, Tecnia is also in the process of developing an incubator. We have pre-incubator, but we are planning to change it now to incubator. So this is how you can, if you have any idea and you find that you require a space where you can really sit and work on your idea, you can utilize these incubator facilities. Yes, and you know what accelerators are? I think there are accelerators as well, but then when you talk about accelerator, they have their objective as well. They wish to earn, I mean, they will be asking you some sort of equity share as well. So before going for incubator or accelerator, please just thoroughly check that whether you want a facility for incubator or accelerator. I mean, what sort of support you are requiring. You really want to get a support for incubator center, then go for that. Or you wish to for accelerator, the major difference between incubator and accelerator is that incubators only go for the just inception of idea, and you want a lab where you can really sit, you can have an office where you can really talk to your customer, something like that, then incubator. But accelerators help those startups who have really crossed the incubation stage, who have really moved forward from the incubation state. So accelerators are something which are a next step when it comes to startup. And then if you talk about who are the angel investor, directors have already spoken a lot, but I must tell you that there are certain website wherein you can go and you can really find out that who are the angel investors and what is their interest area, and based on their interest area and based on your product or service, whatever you are thinking of, you can really talk to them. You can share your business idea and you can have a tie up or linkages with them, which says this is Indian Angel Network. You can just visit the website and you can find there are the number of investors are there. But one cautious suggestion from my side: before going to investor, you have to be doubly sure that you are talking to a right person, a right company. Otherwise, you may feel that you have been cheated. Your idea has been, no, they may steal your idea and then they can produce it in their own name. So before talking to any investor, make a thorough exercise, visit their website, go in person to their office, meet the concerned person, and try to evaluate before you really share your innovative or the innovice idea. So that's all from my side. I just wanted to make you understand that there are people, there are company, there are things which will really help you to raise your own company. Thank you so much. Thank you, students, for your patience, for being such a patient listener and cooperating with us for and making this session successful. Thank you so much,
Okay, ma'am.
Suraj.